In today's episode, we're gonna do a TIG welding demo with 4043 TIG rod and compare it to 5356 TIG rod. What's up everyone? Welcome to another episode from Pacific Arc TIG Welding. My name's Dusty. Thanks a lot for tuning in today. To all the arc heads who watch the show every week, what's up? Welcome back. I appreciate you as always. If you're new to the channel and you're down with TIG welding, I encourage you to bounce back, check out the previous episodes of my channel. I have all kinds of episodes TIG welding related. My favorite thing to do hands down is TIG welding art. I do 3-dimensional and 2-dimensional art pieces that take me forever to finish, and I love doing it. It's a ton of fun. As well on the channel, you see all kinds of how-tos and demos like you're gonna see here today. So if you dig what you see, if you haven't already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. I always feel bad asking, but it genuinely helps my channel grow. So if you dig what you see here today, I would appreciate that very much. So a while ago, I got a random comment from some dude on YouTube, and it said, "I'm tired of everyone on YouTube using 5356 in all their videos. It's the easiest rod to use for bead appearance and consistency." And then he went on in another thread to come back and say 4043 is much more sensitive to heat and travel speed. Maybe this wasn't the most tactical way to ask, hey, could you do a demo using 4043? I realized that this comment was absolutely right. Everything I've done on my channel up to this point was with 5356 rod, simply because I do everything in my studio here off my own dollar, and I only bought a box of 5356. That's all I got here. So what I did is I went down to my welding shop and I picked up some 4043 TIG rod, and what we're gonna do today is we're gonna compare the two. So what is 4043 TIG rod? It's a 4000 series aluminum, a little different than what we've been using so far. So it is aluminum that has been alloyed with about 4.5% to 6% silicon. Silicon, one of those ones, but that's what it's been alloyed with. 5356 rod is alloyed with approximately, give or take, the same amount of silicon, except for it has an addition of magnesium. So magnesium in 5356 rod, however, tends to make that rod a little bit more sketchy when you get into high heat stuff. So for example, you're gonna be using 4043 rod when you get into engine parts, stuff like that that's exposed to higher temperature. You're gonna wanna use something like a 4043 rod because it lasts a little bit better over time to things that are exposed to high heat. One thing I did read, I don't have experience firsthand with this, but 4043 apparently sucks for anodizing. It does not color match very well between the different alloys. So if you're running a base plate with a 5000 series or something like that, this will not color match with it very well. So apparently it's pretty bad as far as color matching on anodizing. I do know from experience using 5356 does match a little bit better, but it still doesn't look that great under anodizing. But between the two, apparently 5356 is gonna be your choice if you're gonna do anything that needs anodizing. Another thing I read, let's test this out. This is gonna be our first test of the video, is these rods both sound different if you drop them. Sounds kind of random. Let's give it a try here. Let me move all this stuff. Move out the way. All right, let's do a sound test here. Okay, 5356 first. Whoa. Yeah, that made some sound. 4043. That's funny. It's true. I never tried that before. 5356. 4043. It does sound different. That's funny. Here, let's try this. 4043. No noise. Yeah, they sound the same when you do them like that, but yeah, that's funny. So the 5356 one has a ring to it. 4043 sounds like you're not really dropping much, and you can feel a little bit of a difference too. Like the 4043 feels a little bit more flimsy. The 5356 feels a little bit more, I don't know, less wobbly somehow. I don't know. That's how scientific I am on my channel here. But they are, I think if you did get them mixed up, you could literally drop them on the floor and tell which ones are which is kind of funny. So that's true. So now that we've been through all the high-tech science of how to distinguish a 4043 rod, let's fire up the machine. Let's do some welding. Okay, today, like most episodes I do here, I'm going to use the CanWeld 201 Pulse D. This machine is dope. I'm a huge fan of it. It's super simple. I've actually just done another little welding project, so it's set up with what I'm going to do as far as settings, but it's pretty simple. Let's check it out. So I'm on alternating current. Obviously, I'm welding aluminum, so AC is what you're going to be using. As far as amperage goes, I'm about 160 amps. 160 is going to be plenty for what I'm doing. No downslope. about 6 seconds of post flow. Let's run a little bit more cleaning. I tend to find a little bit more cleaning with 4043 helps a little bit, at least in my opinion. AC frequency is going to be about 100 hertz. Pre-flow, half a second. No upslope, 160 amps. We're also running the Cannon Weld foot pedal. So again, 160 amps is what's available on the panel, but I will dictate it with the foot pedal. Okay, so here's my material. I'm going to clean it real quick with some lacquer thinner. I don't have any acetone on hand right now, but I'll just give it a quick wipe. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little scribe line on it. So I'm going to scribe a line right down the center here. So what we're going to do with this, on this side, we're going to use 4043. On this side, you can kind of see that, eh? Good enough? That's a little better. There's 4043 on that side. This side here, we're going to do 5356. Trying to scribe this with an old Tig rod. There we go. 5356 on this side, 4043 on that side. So I'm going to give it a quick wipe, clean it off, and then we'll party on with throwing some weld down on either side. Okay, so here's the first rod, 5356. As you can tell, sounds like 5356. So I'm going to get set up, get nice and comfortable, and I'm going to just throw a little pass from about here to here. All right, here we go. Let's party. Okay, that one was pretty good, so let's switch it over to 4043. And you can tell this one sounds like a 4043 rod right there. So I'm going to flip it over, and here we go. I'm going to do the exact same thing, just run a pass from here to here, and we'll compare the difference. There we go, 4043 rod. All right, let's take the lens off and we'll have a look real quick here. Okay, so you can see the two different welds here. There's your 5356, weld turned out not too bad. A little puff of something on the start there. The rest of the weld looks pretty consistent. It's got a decent shine to it. I maybe could have sped up a little bit with that one. We'll try it again in a sec here. There's your 4043. So 4043, I did notice, definitely felt a little bit smoother with the fill going in the puddle. However, one thing you're going to notice here is I definitely find our wetted edges here are pretty smooth as typical with 5356. However, on our 4043, you definitely feel a little bit more crackly around the edges, if crackly is a word. So you'll see that it does wet in a pretty straight line, which is good. However, it's just at this edge here I notice a difference. Now you also notice a little bit of a kind of, not dull because it is still shiny, but there is a little bit of a crinkly type look to the surface of the weld there. So you'll tend to see that a little bit with 4043 from what I've seen, whereas 5356 doesn't really have that. It's kind of a uniform shine, a uniform look to it. So there it is. Okay, so let's run a couple more welds. That was fun. It's like therapy to me. Let's just run a few more. Okay, 53, 56, you heard it. Get comfortable. I'm gonna lay this one right down next to the last one. Let's do another one just for the heck of it. Everybody see all right? Okay, here we go. All right, those turned out okay, but there you go. There's 53, 56. Let's put that aside. Okay, there we go. So our plate is very, very hot right now, but here we go. There's the 40-43 rod. You heard it. Here we go. Let's throw one down right in the middle. There we go. Let's throw one more down on the super hot plate because this plate is smoking hot right now. Here we go. Okay, there it is, you heard it. So that was 40-43 rod. And let's break it down, have a look, and compare these two welds. All right, friends, there you go. So that's taking a quick look at what we did here. As you can tell, things looked pretty similar for the most part. I found the settings to be pretty good with what I was doing. There's the 40-43 side there. So like I said, as things heated up, I did notice the wetted edge get a little bit tweaky on the edge there. As you can see, this guy was not too bad, but comparing the three there, it was probably the smoothest while it was cold, and then it definitely starts to get a little bit trickier when it gets super hot. But one thing I did notice is I was trying to keep my puddle consistency really close together. I find anytime I let them bag out too much, which means there's too much distance in between each puddle, you'll tend to get more of this weird finish and stuff in between because it's basically heating up quite a bit. So I definitely do find that with 40-43 rod, it's beneficial to tighten your bead up a little bit. That way you keep the weld a little bit cooler and a little bit more under control. Definitely when it's at its coldest on the plate, it tends to lay down a little bit nicer and a little bit shinier and smoother. So again, if you tighten up your pattern, you'll see a little bit more, at least in my opinion, you'll see a little bit more improvement of weld quality. And then again, on the 53-56 side, I definitely did notice that there wasn't much change from start to finish. Again, the plate was ridiculously hot by the end of it here. You can tell the wetted edge definitely was starting to wander in and out a little bit because it was just getting super hot, but overall it stayed nice and wetted in. But there you go. So there's the comparison between the two. So you got your 53-56, relatively decent shine. Everything stayed pretty clean and consistent from cold to hot. Then our 40-43 definitely was a little bit more twitchy as we got towards the hotter pass on the end there. But overall, comparing the two there, everything did stay pretty good, pretty uniform. I'm relatively happy with that. So there you go. There's your two rods. So there you go. There's the difference between the two rods, and kind of a blatant way of taking a look. The exact same settings, exact same travel speed for the most part, and consistency of the dabbing as I welded my way through the passes there. But this was a fun one. I actually really enjoyed this one. So I appreciate the comment that challenged me to try this. Again, I probably wouldn't have thought to do this if not for that comment, so I appreciate that. My channel is always about playing around and having fun, no drama, so something like this, a fun little challenge from a viewer, was appreciated, and I'm glad it turned out not too bad actually. I'm pretty stoked on it. So, do you want to learn how to TIG weld? If you do want to learn how to TIG weld, you'd like me to teach you, I've been teaching people online for like the last 6 months, and it's going really well. You can go to my website right there, pacificarctigwelding.com. There's a form at the bottom. You can fill out an email that comes to me and kind of tell me a little bit about what you're looking for. We'll have an email conversation back and forth, see if you're a good fit, and we'll go from there. But the course is going really well. I'm really amazed that it's helping people out, taking people with literally no experience TIG welding and helping them get started with settings and then running our way through basic joints, and it's going pretty well. I'm pretty stoked on it. So if you're interested, check out the website, hit me up, and we'll talk from there. Again, follow me on social media. There I am right there. Jump on there, hit me up through direct message. Say what's up. If you have any ideas for episodes or anything you'd like to see me try, hit me up through direct message. I might just do an episode for you. But again, everybody who watches all the way to the end, I appreciate the heck out of you so much. Thank you very much for watching the show. At the end of every episode, I always issue a challenge to do a random act of kindness. Just do something nice for a stranger. Doesn't matter what it is. Help someone change a tire on their car. Give some change to a dude who looks like he needs it. But anyway, I'm trying to spread positivity in the welding community. We need more positivity in the world in general right now. So the place I can start with is the welding community. So if you enjoyed what you see here today, that's my challenge to you. But again, thank you so much for watching. My name's Dusty from Pacific Arc Tig Welding. I hope you're doing good out there. Have a good one. Peace.